So you've had another week with the full squad. Has that been beneficial?
Yeah, I think the more time that we have to practice, the more time that we have to just connect on the floor, the times that you can travel, have film sessions. I mean, we're still in the newness of this season and kind of playing together with this group. So, the more time, the better.
You're learning more about rotations and personal, what each player will offer?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the biggest thing that my staff and I are continually trying to figure out is our playing combinations, our rotation, adding Trez in changes some things. And then, you get into a game like the Sydney game and Isaac Humphries has a couple of fouls early, and so your rotation changes quickly. And then you're trying to manage the game within that. So, you're constantly trying to evaluate and make the right corrections.
How impressed were you with Trez, given that obviously he only had a few days to prepare? We know how experienced he is, but to come in and play the way he did.
Yeah, I mean, his basketball IQ is exceptional. And he hasn't been in a team concept for a little bit, but he hit the ground and he had a very good idea of what we were trying to do and has been a leading voice, in the locker room, on the sideline, in the game. I think he's only going to get better with more time with us and the more minutes. But yeah, I mean, he obviously got put into a pretty difficult situation. Just being thrown in there against the Kings and, Ice being in foul trouble was also a piece of that.
Did he feel like he was able to blow the cobwebs out a bit? Obviously, it's a long trip over here, short pre-season turnaround. He was really impressive, but do you feel like that was a good way to just kind of get the wheels rolling for him?
Yeah, I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. We'll see as he goes on a little bit. He says all the right things that he's feeling well, but it is a long trip. And then to fly over to Perth on top of it. But yeah, I thought that, he got a rhythm in the game. He did some things that that he's going to be able to do all the time for us, which is rebound and defend and, be a presence around the rim. And then, the drives to the basket, getting to the free throw line are always going to be the things that we need offensively.
Have you had much of them with your cans on tape and been able to see what they're about? It's obviously very early. Have you been able to look much at them?
Yeah, well, Coach Ford does an excellent job. They play exceptionally hard. The guys that are on the floor are always competing. We know what kind of facility that is in the crowd, and it's going to be hot. And, it'll be our first true road game. We've been playing in neutral stadiums pretty much to this point. So, those are all things that we're thinking about. But they play really hard. They get up and down the floor. And, I think Coach has them really well prepared.
Uncharacteristically low scoring game from Isaac. Was that all to do with those early fouls?
Yeah, it's just a minute thing, right? I think Sydney had a plan to not let Ice get going, to be honest with you. I mean, the first time he touched the ball, they double-teamed him right away on the catch. The second time he touched the ball, they double-teamed him. So there was an absolute plan for him not to get going. And he's that type of skilled player. He should warrant that. And that's a good thing for us as a team, too, because once they put two to the ball, then we know that there's a mismatch somewhere on the backside. We just got to get the ball to him.
Your first official minutes as head coach. How did you find your first competitive outing?
Yeah, well, I wish it wasn't 19-3 right out of the gate. You're always trying to manage the game and try to get your team into the right rhythm. But we did get our feet under us a couple of different times where we got our rhythm back. We end up winning the quarter. But, yeah, you're just sort of in the moment of the game. It's, I don't know, I've been a coach for a long time, just not a head coach. It didn't feel uncomfortable to me. And I've got some great assistants and some veteran players that have helped me along the way.
You touched last week about getting thrown in the deep end sort of to start the season against the Kings. Do you learn more about your team this week now? You've run the Kings really close in your first game?
Yeah, well, I think anytime that you're a coach, you're continually trying to teach and correct. Whether you win a game or whether you lose a game, I think, we're constantly looking for the edge to motivate our guys to move the group forward. So, they're an exceptional opponent. We had a really good practice the last couple days, and we'll, put it back on, and we'll see what we can do on Saturday and try to get a win.
Anything surprise you about round one? Being the first time in front of down under, just as far as the competition, the team,
Yeah.
the players, anything like that, or was it pretty much as expected?
No, I mean, the Kings have exceptional size and exceptional speed, and Gorge does an absolutely great job of having them organized with their with their talents, but the game just seemed longer to me. I guess it seemed longer than 40 minutes because of the flows of the game. When, you know, one team makes a big run, then you're constantly in a catch-up mode for a while to work it back down, and you know, you make your run back, and then all of a sudden you're back in a catch-up mode. So, you know, the game didn't have a smooth flow for us the way we wanted to, but I was super proud of the way we took their punch, you know, and we got our feet back under us. You know, we take another punch in the second, we get our feet under us, we really established ourselves in the third on the defensive end, which is what you really have to do against those guys. And then unfortunately, you know, they make another run at you in the fourth, and you just kind of run out of time to make that last push. But I thought overall, you know, there's no silver linings. We want to win, but we did learn things about ourselves, and I think that we're a better team at the end of that game than when we started.